is the moment fans around the world have been waiting for. It's time!
BioWare, you've destroyed ranked warzones. They were the most fun in all of Star Wars history. You leave me no choice but to destroy you. I will find you in Hardball and I will push you into the fire.
Alright, guys, if you can all quiet down for a minute, welcome to the third edition of Reality Check with the goddamn Snave. This week we're going to be covering the fairly meaty topic that is the removal of ranked war zones. Aptly named. I was going to call it the show first of all, BioWare, what the fuck are you doing, you fucking retards? But I couldn't post it on any forums, so I just called it BioWare's Reality Check. I'm joined by quite a lot of people today. I'm just going to go around the room and introduce everyone who's here. We've got a mixed bag of the who's, a murderer's row of people from Star Wars. So we'll start off with the regulars. We have Anthis. Guys, when you go around, for just say your name, just say who you are, who's your daddy, what does he do, all that shit. Anthis? Anthis isn't there. Glory?
I'm Anthis. From Reality Check. There you go.
Fuck me, both at the same time. We've got Adeland.
Hi, Adeland, healer for Reality Check, and Snave is my daddy.
Thank you. Corvedu.
Yeah, I'm from Centurion on the Tomb of Freedom Nod, and I play the easiest class in the game, I guess.
Our first international guest. Some say that this man once touched tips with a bear and took its power. I don't know. All I know is he's called Dark Yoda.
Holy shit, that's a lot of build-up. S-Key, Pod 5, known as creator of the internationally known SWOTR soundboard.
I want to give you a heartfelt thank you for the SWOTR soundboard. We've had many a good night listening to the.
Oh my god, it's just there it is.
It's beautiful. Next up, we're joined by the co-GM of Coral. It's the ever delightful, always effervescent Daima.
Well, I'm Guild Master technically, but I'm playing in Coral.
Also, we have Glory's big brother, Ed, or as Eaton says, Ed.
Hi, I'm Ed. I also play the most OP class in the game, or most underpowered actually, healer. For Reality Check.
He's come back on the show despite having a mixed response on the first edition. It's the greatest hairdresser in Hungary. It's Guriki.
Hello, Guriki, drama, macros.
I got a question for you, Guriki.
Yes?
Got a question for you, Guriki, right? If you're a Hungarian hairdresser, doesn't most of your time get spent up cutting back hair?
What? What?
Also, the other co-GM of Coral, whatever. Oh. We have Kevin. Hello, Kevin.
No, I'm not the co-GM. I'm just the ranked lackey.
You're the co-GM now, mate. Congrats on the promotion.
So yeah, I'm a ranked leader for Carl, and I play Gunslinger mostly.
Mostly.
Finally,
this person is, in my opinion, the best player worldwide. I'm going to go up to Liverpool at some point soon and get him to sign my mouse mat and get him to finger bang me behind the wheelie bin. He announced his retirement from the game earlier on today, which made me very sad. It's the one and only Maul.
Hey, I'm Maul from RC.
You may have heard him in the introduction. I used your Arnie thing for the intro there, Milax.
Have you already played it?
I already played it, mate. It was the very first thing people heard. Everyone knows Milax.
I do Arnie impressions. It's the only reason I'm here.
And
how are you?
The penultimate guest, he was on before as well. He's not the class leader, but from the post I've read in the forums this week, he probably should be, because the girl who is now has got to be like fucking seriously. Some botched surgery went on in her brain. It's Wackalord.
Hey, I'm Wackalord. I'm an assassin from the Bastion.
You sounded really hardcore saying that. Oh, Eaton, welcome, Eaton. Thanks for turning up, mate. What time did you call this?
I woke up 10 minutes ago. Give me a break.
Yeah, mate. There's two key parts of the show: communication. Sorry, let me say it properly. There's two key parts of the show: communication and teamwork. My Decaro impression. There you go. And last but not least, we have Yummy, otherwise known as Not Rowdy.
Yeah. Hello. I'm tank, Juggernaut tank from Drama, and I hate Gerika's ego, so...
You hate his ego?
You're not the only one.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not just like saying you hate Gariki, because there's only ego. Alright guys, so, I mean, we're going to have a very loose format this week. It's going to be in terms of the questions and such, but because we have so many people in the channel, I'm going to address the questions and just find out what's going on. So we'll do it on a kind of rotational basis. I want to get everyone's initial thoughts and feelings on this, because this week BioWare announced the details of the PvP patch that we've been waiting for so long, and all the lovely PvP content we're going to be getting, which consisted of them removing PvP content. So I mean, we'll start off with Gariki, because it's always good for a conversation.
What the fuck again?
Yeah, we'll start off with the Gariki. Come on, you're my first guest, mate. You got a special place in my heart.
Yeah. So what? BioWare is a fucking retarded company. What else do you want to do? It was pointless. They said that it's broken, and by removing the respecking inside the warzone, they could fix a lot of problems. So you won't go gay, 10 tanks and 12 healers. And that would fix a lot of problems. And all they had to do, in my opinion, is removing this field respecking inside the warzone and do something with HUD ball. For example, somebody mentioned me an idea that the ball randomly spawns somewhere in the middle. So...
Can I tell you my brilliant idea for HUD ball? Because it's fucking brilliant.
Is it concealment options instantly get the ball?
No. Seriously, man, I'm not even making this up. It is a fantastic idea, right? Basically, you have there's two solutions. Either you have to click or select the ability before you click, but again, you can probably macro that up. Or you have two different abilities. One being kick the ball, the other one being pick up the ball. So you give pick up the ball a 0.5 or 1 second cast, so rather than just standing and spamming it, that won't work so much. Or you have kick the ball, which is an instant cast. It doesn't have any timer on it at all. And when you kick the ball, it goes forward in a random direction in like a 180-degree arc in front of you for, say, 20 yards or up to 20 yards. So it punts it forward in a random direction. The ball then settles. You have to click and pick it up again. Or you can continue to kick it forward and try and get it to the end zone and click it to pick it up again. But you have to be carrying it to score. So what this prevents is if everyone turtles in the middle, then all you got to do is punt it and have someone fast run over there and get it to stop them from doing it. It stops the macros being so prevalent because you have to get there first. It's more positional, and then generally it's just a fucking brilliant idea.
That sounds like an absolute clusterfuck.
I like it.
It'd be
You
fun,
just want football or soccer, don't you, Snow?
Well, look, let's be honest, right? American football is for people who have different sexual tastes than the norm. So the closest we get to a good sport like football, the better. What the fuck's
I reckon the best for it would just be whoever scores, the opposite team gets it to begin with.
Yeah, but then it becomes a big thing about who scores first, and that doesn't really solve
I
it.
don't know about that, because then it'd be more technical.
But that's true in any sport, isn't it, Snake?
Yeah, but it is true. Yeah, but I'd like to see a stacking debuff on whoever's got the ball, like a quickly stacking debuff to stop the tanking and healing thing being such a big problem.
Yeah.
Or just nerf healers, that would solve a lot of problems. Yay. Alright, anyway, we get a bit sidetracked here. Let's go on to Kevin. You're a new guest, Kevin. How did you react when you first heard the news?
I don't know, pretty bad, I guess. I mean, it's 2.4 was meant to be the big saved PvP in SWOTR, and I mean, they removed the only fucking competitive PvP content. That's a big patch right there. I mean, they remove it.
Yeah. It does solve all the problems.
Makes sense. I mean, I don't know how. Pretty speechless. I mean, I played arenas on PTS last night, and it's pretty much exactly what I expected it to be, and they've made no balance changes whatsoever. So basically, they've removed one incomplete form of competitive PvP and replaced it with another incomplete form of competitive PvP. The only difference being you only need 4 retards to play arenas instead of 8 retards to play ranks. That's the only fucking difference.
Yeah, but you don't understand, Kevin. You don't understand. It's hard to get 8 retards together. That's why.
Well, it is hard. I mean, I see PvEers getting 16, and I'm like, man, how do they do it?
I know, man. Seriously, it's quite impressive.
Yeah.
Also, let's go on. Let's ask one of our people from overseas. Yoda, shall I call you Dark Yoda or Yoda? What do you prefer?
Either's fine.
I'm going to call you Yoda because Dark Yoda's too long. How do you feel about the changes?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was shocking when they were announced, and then I think what was more shocking was the response from the rank community. There's a large chunk of people that are basically happy that ranked PvP is going away for some reason, based on like some sort of speculation.
What I've noticed though,
They couldn't have support both at the same time. Yeah, cough, assassin rep, cough.
Yeah, just move the Gadars into the channel. Welcome, Gadars.
How was your run?
Testing.
Hello.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, mate. I hope you washed your hands after burying that hooker.
She's still here, so keep your voices down.
Always remember, mate, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, apart from herpes. Well, Gadars, you've just joined. Let's get you involved from the offset now. We're talking about our initial reactions when we found out they were taking ranked out of the game. Ranked 8v8.
That is the biggest mistake ever, I think. I feel like 8v8 is like the pinnacle of this game, and trying to like take that out to encourage 4v4s is kind of a foolish idea. I don't think teams are gonna automatically stop doing one or the other just because they're both available. It's gonna be. I think it's better to have both available, and you know when ranked isn't going down, arenas will be going. So
I think that's really where everyone kind of falls on the same side of the fence. It doesn't have to be a zero-sum game. You know, there doesn't have to be a winner. There doesn't have to be a loser. You can keep both in the game, and it really doesn't hurt anyone. I think that's what's really filling everyone's brain up with fuck at this point in time. But Corv, I think you said you were not that much against the changes, so we'll get a different point of view.
No, I think in the end it doesn't even matter, because 8v8 is gonna die out. I mean, if you watched what happened on Tomb of Freedom NAT the first week after transfers, it was really active, and lately no one is really playing any rated anymore.
But you could argue that it's a summer factor that comes in there, but
yeah, no, it's just 8 people. To get 8 people is too much. Yeah, it's too much of an effort, and if you lose all the time because of no matchmaking, you stop queuing. And a 4v4 arena makes it easier to get teams, so more people will play. So you get matchmaking.
Yeah, it's a fair point.
Makes everything a lot better, and then people stop playing rated. So if you keep it in, that's fine. If you move it, that's fine. But in the end, I don't think anyone will play 8v8 rated anymore.
Yeah, it's a valid point. You know, the point, and I've read this a few times on the forum as well, is that they're going to die anyway, so it doesn't make any difference in the end. I mean, personally, I don't subscribe to that theory, because if it's going to die anyway, why take it out? Just let it die naturally. Then you.
No, but I mean, we're the people who've been playing 8v8 last fucking year while it's been in pre-season. I mean, BioWare have given us Veil, and all of us have stuck with the game for better or worse, mostly because, for me anyway, personally, the people in my guild, and I mean 8v8 is pretty much the only thing that PvP. I mean, there's no reason for you to be in any kind of a community guild, whatever. If you're just doing arenas, you come on once a week, twice a week, however often you want, you whisper your fucking friends, you get into an arena, you even solo queue if you're a sadist. But I mean, yeah, I don't get it.
All right, Daima, I mean, you were quite emotional about this, so I mean, how are you feeling?
Well, I think it's not true that it's not like it's gonna encourage people to play more. I mean, more people. Well, more people, but from the big guilds that I know, I don't see so many teams forming up and saying, well, Coral, for example, is gonna have like 4 or 5 teams according to numbers. It should be like that, right? But then you have classes that have been left out anyway. So I mean, I think it's gonna left out more people than it's gonna make them, I don't know, make them join somehow. Because yeah, I think people are just looking for desperately for some good shadow or good operatives, whatever healer, and forgetting the rest. I don't know.
Well, I don't understand this. I think it's Bio's presumption that like you can't do both. You either do one if there was the keep 8v8, and you'd either do 8v8 or 4v4. But I'm sure, like pretty much everyone in this channel will agree, 4v4s would be a brilliant counterpart to 8 versus 8, because you know there's always points in the night where you lose 2 members of your team, whatever. Maybe it's early, maybe it's late, so you could go and do 4v4s in that case. So.
Yeah, and we'll get Wacker's impression on this. So, I mean, your counterpart, your female, the female who bested you, Wacker, made a very long post on the forums saying why this is the greatest thing that ever happened. So, you know, what's your stance on this?
I don't understand the concept of there's not enough people doing this, so let's remove content. Like, it just seems like such an incredibly self-defeating and asinine, like, way. It's like only BioWare would do something like that. Like the two reasons I can see them doing that people are all happy about, like one of them is, okay, no more of the tank healer bullshit. That's supposed to have been solved by the removal of respecting, so I don't really see what the point is there. And if they're like trying to encourage people to do arenas as opposed to still doing 8v8s, then how come we still have EV and Krogus Palace in the game when they released SMB?
Well, really, I mean, I always thought that was a stupid stance to take. You know, it's going to stop the healers being overpowered. Do you know what else can stop the healers being overpowered? Just do your fucking jobs and balance the classes.
Yeah, I still think that the lack of respecting now is a band-aid fix, but it's just stupid that they're removing content because people aren't doing it. Like, you're punishing your players, really. If that's the case, just fucking remove all the content and just add more cartel packs, if that's what
But you have to
really
realize
want.
that the only reason that they even put that respec ban in is so that they can have a queue where it determines your role based on your spec. That's the only reason they've done it, as far as I can see.
Yeah, I feel
they
like
haven't done it
arenas
for
is-
any other reason, or for normal.
And
because
the
they can have a
only
stupid queue.
the only reason they removed
They said in their post that it would also partially help not having the tank healer thing, and while I think that you're correct, it's still something that was needed, and it could have helped 8v8, and any fucking retard could see that.
To be honest, I'm just waiting for them to take it.
I also think the reason that they removed 8v8 because they want to take the easy way out, because it's easier to balance 4v4 than both 8v8 and 4v4.
But then again, you could say that if
that's
you look
all
at
well and
4v4s, that only certain composition is going to be brilliant for 4v4, as well as in rank now, you've got pretty much all 8 classes can play rank. Well, apart from like, let's exclude power techs and vanguards from that, because they don't play it properly. But for now, at the moment, there's
if you look at it, 4v4s are just based around killing people, and it's easier to balance class based around killing people because the utility doesn't matter as much as an objective based.
Is that really right though? I mean, because just playing on there last night, the problem, and this will probably be fixed, so I don't want to put too much weight on this, but the problem we had last night was the games are very... Ed, turn on push to talk or stop typing like a fucking retard. The problem we were having last night is the games were, like 3 minutes long, which wasn't enough time to kill anyone. 5 minutes, sorry, which wasn't enough time to kill anyone because they had a tank healer, and with guard and a healer, it's difficult to DPS someone down. So what happened in all of the games is the acid cloud came in, and then when that came in, it was just a simple factor of who had the most survivability at that point of the game. So I can see a lot of teams just running tank healer compositions. You last 5 minutes, and then you either push people into the acid cloud and wait them out, or you just try and use your cooldowns to mitigate it.
Well, they've already said that. I mean, the turtle tactic shouldn't be viable because A, you won't be able to heal in the cloud. B, the cloud will take your health as a percentage, not as some flat value. So in theory, it doesn't. I mean, if anything, a DPS heavy team might have an advantage because they'll actually be able to do damage while the cloud is also doing damage.
Yeah, that isn't going to work though, is it? Because healers put out more heals than DPS put out damage, is always more advantageous to run a turtle comp.
But it's broken. We tried yesterday. We had the last man standing and we still lost 1 round against Hostile Takeover Papua New Guinea. The acid game, we couldn't kill anyone. We couldn't kill each other. The acid game, they all wiped. We were 3 stay alive and we still lost the round. So I guess it's just bug, but...
Yeah, it's going to be buggy at the start. I think everyone's expecting that, but... I mean, the problem I've got is the way that it is at the moment, it does encourage tank turtle setups, big time.
We were discussing on Skype yesterday, we're probably going to see 4 Deception Assassin setups, just staying stealth for 5 minutes, and then they'll just come out of stealth and burn everyone down.
I was thinking 4 Darkness Assassins, you just put phase walk in the middle and pull people out and phase walk inside. The people outside will get the acid while you survive.
Yeah, it'll become the very thing that they wanted to get rid of with 8. It literally could. The perfect tank turtle set would be 2 Juggernaut tanks and 2 operatives, because you won't kill them. They're going to have a higher health pool with their Enure and shit like that. And their hots running on them to begin with. They're not going to take any damage, so all it's going to come down is the acid cloud. And then the other team's going to die from that anyway. So it's just going to be exactly what they wanted to stop, which is turtle.
Yeah, we might have the mechanics wrong, and they may change the mechanics. But bear in mind, this is the first night on a public test server, so we can't really condemn them for anything that's happened at the moment, or really judge how good they're going to be, because it is just there for a test. So we're jumping the gun a little bit there. But really, guys, what I wanted to get everyone's opinion on this. I've got a big list of topics to go through. But I suppose the biggest question is, why do we want to keep ranked? 8-man rank, that is. So, Waka, why should we keep it in the first place?
It's fucking content. Why would you remove it? Like, that's the simplest way to put it. There are so many reasons about like how people like it, how it encourages diversity, but when it comes down to it, it's fucking content. Just keep it in the game.
Yep, I agree with that. I think that's really the most common sense approach. But I mean, Maul, this is something you feel very strongly about to the point you're unsubbing and leaving the game. So I mean, why do you want 8-man ranked so much more than 4-man arena death matches?
Because it's a big part of the game. It's actually includes like team play objectives and stuff, whereas like 4v4 is just mindless people just zigging, really killing each other.
Yeah, I think that's the same way. I've got.
You get to bring more classes into it as well, and it's like 8 friends together, rather than just 4.
It's much harder to coordinate. I've been doing it the past year now. It's like coordinating 7 other people in an objective-based game, and the satisfaction you get of winning is much better than that of winning in arenas. To be honest, where it's just there's only like a set tactic for arenas where in ranked pretty much anything is possible depending on who you're playing. But arenas, it's like you mez this target, attack this target, mez this target, attack this target, whatever, kill them. There's no real utility or diversity purely because it lacks objectives. So it's a bit boring. It gets a bit mind-numbing after a while. I think they'll be good. They'll be good to do. But I don't see the point in removing content. Why would you purposely delete something that's been in the game for a year when it's not affecting anybody if you leave it there? If you just don't touch it, then I don't see what the problem is with it. If people want to do it, they'll do it. If not, they won't.
By removing ranked, it can only have a negative effect. It can't, there's no people going to be subscribing because you've removed it.
Well, let's get a different point, because I mean, everyone's kind of saying the same thing about there's no point in removing it, and I think that's particularly valid, but let's try and diversify a little bit. Gurki, do you want to keep 8-man in there just because you like being surrounded by 7 men?
I want to keep the 8-man. But by the way, did you know that, because we've been talking about this 8-man ranked Warzone, I read somewhere like, I don't know, months ago, that from all the Warzone queue pops, only 1% is ranked Warzone pop. From the last one, from 100%. So you can imagine how much they care about ranked Warzones. They don't.
But it's not necessarily about that, is it? Though? Because if you think of it in that sense, it's really a self-defeating logic. Because how many people do 16-man nightmare mode? And these are the same players who will burn through normal mode, they'll burn through hard mode, and then they'll be on the forums. There's no content. What's going on? I'm bored. They're the ones who call all the fuss and drama about the PvE side. But I guarantee you, it's never crossed their fucking mind to announce that they're not going to have a nightmare mode, or they're going to remove it from the game.
EV Nightmare. What's the point in if we took the same approach? And what's the point in having EV Nightmare in the game? Purely because it's easy to clear. There's no like real rewards from it or whatever. You might not just take it out, because I'm sure the like people who do EV Nightmare is a very small number at the moment.
I bet you less people do EV or KP than they do ranked Warzones.
Yeah, exactly.
So just take those out.
One thing I can't stand though is like the approach of some of the admins on the forums. Like when they announced it, it got really annoying. He announced the change and he put the rank thing in there, and then it's been about 50 pages and he has not once spoke about the rank changes that people are asking for, the questions. Instead, the only one response was by, I'm guessing it was his boss, because it was community manager, just literally quoting his post and saying, oh, these are the reasons why your questions are wrong or whatever. So it's the fact that they're choosing to ignore it and not say anything about it that annoys me more than them not putting it back in, really.
Okay, Daima, I mean, you're fairly new. It is a dick move, yeah. But Daima, you're fairly new to the whole ranked scene, relatively speaking.
Not new, it's been doing it for like a year.
All right, well, fuck me then. I'll just shut up then. Daima, what's your perspective on this? Why do you want to keep 8-man ranked?
Well, pretty much what they said already, but I don't know. I think it's gonna kill PvP basically, because I don't know, it just makes people leave, and then therefore everyone is in a bad mood at the moment, I think, and I don't know, I don't know, just it doesn't cost anything to them to do it, to reverse it, but I guess they want, so
yeah. So I suppose the question really comes down to, seeing as we've all played ranked to some level, you guys more so than me. There's always been a lot of complaints about the ranked setup, how it's a bit broken and how the game's not particularly balanced. So I mean, why are we upset that it's going so? Why? And I understand that content costs nothing once it's in the game. I get that point of the argument, but why do we want it so much when we've been complaining for so long?
what is the whole reason most of us have been here for over a year? So I mean, why would you? I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's fair to say that a lot of people, I don't know, it's the same around, like, in the game, not just on our server, at least log in majority of the time purely for rank. Like, normals is fucking mind-numbing, depending on who you get in your pre-made.
Because this game's all about numbers and stuff, though, and that's like how these 4v4s are going to go, just everyone just compiling for numbers, where you're just taking objectives off the game, which is what 8v8 had. So there's no game sense involved in the game anymore.
Just trying to become the copy of WoW, really, in terms of adding the arenas and hoping for the best.
WoW added arenas in, and then at a later date they added in
yeah.
ranked warzones, which or battlegrounds rather, which when I was playing WoW I much preferred, because I mean I liked arenas, and Warcraft was a bit more developed and polished, so that they worked a lot better. But when the ranked battlegrounds came in, I was a huge fan, because for me the strategies involved in the game is what defines a good PvPer from a great PvPer. I mean, look, here's a perfect example. You got Gariki and Rowdy. I use these two examples because you put yourself out there, guys, so don't take this personally. But your objective play is sometimes goddamn fucking awful. But individually as players, you are very, very good. So, I mean, I would have thought you would have been more for the arenas than the battlegrounds, because I can see you doing very well in that.
Actually, did you say our objective play is awful sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, if you've got a weakness to your game, that's it.
I'm just asking you. No, I don't want to offend you. As you, without basically no ranked Warzone experience, how did you figure this out?
Yeah, no worries. Well, I do have ranked experience. There's one time I was playing Nostrum. I do have ranked experience, first of all, but second of all, you don't need ranked experience to know that when a player is capping a door and you've got him targeted, you interrupt him, which I've seen Rowdy not do.
Some of the people on your chat
maybe
highly disagree with you.
On what, sorry?
Well, I think Rowdy was the one that was saying that he didn't give a fuck about them removing 8 versus 8 or something like that. I don't know. So maybe...
I can't see anything in chat about that.
No, I mean when he was the other day.
Yeah, no, they're speaking about just saying that it's not balanced around 8v8 anymore, so they're glad it's out and stuff like that. And obviously there's the old argument, which is nobody's going to queue for 8v8.
It was never balanced around 8v8 to begin with. So
I don't know. I don't see them balancing anything for versus 4 anyway. So.
Well,
I mean, for me, the big thing to take from all this is that they really just don't give a shit about PvP. Well, a mixture between not caring about it, but more than that, probably they just don't have the resources to do everything they need to do. I mean, this is the result of over a year's worth of supposed PvP development. I mean, we've had 2 new warzones since the game came out. Both of those warzones, from what I remember from data mining, were already done or in the process of being done on release.
The thing, the quality of the arena warzones is like, you know, I could do that and I'd have no idea how to code or anything. They've just basically just done a square.
But that's the reality. They don't need to code anything. They just need to have the artists make a little map, and they have the artists because they need them for PvE. They just need them to make a little small square map and put some fucking pillars in it and some rocks in it, some cover points, and hey, there you go. There's your arena.
And some of them are so dodgy anyway. Like
how
the
many
one's too bright, and the line of sight on it makes the camera angle often shoots up, and like you're stuck behind like the canvas, so you can't actually see anything. It's really, it's not like they put the actual time into.
Especially in Tatooine,
yeah, the Tatooine one is just flawed, completely flawed.
I mean, at some point they obviously had a choice to say, well, do we put our PvP resources into ranked as it is now and make Season 1 proper with all the features like disconnect, protection, and all that other stuff? And they obviously sat down and made a decision and said, well, actually, we don't have the resources to do that, or we don't want to do that.
We don't want to do that because only 1% are playing it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is the big problem with BioWare that I've seen, is they look at their statistics and their numbers and they gather all this data about the game and they make decisions based on that data, but they don't actually look at the communities. I mean, they have no one on Tomb of Freedom NAD who have seen. I mean, the communities on Tomb of Freedom NAD, there is only one, and it's the PvP community, and 90% or more of those people play, or at least have played at some point, a lot of ranked warzones.
Yeah, and the one thing about the community I want to address on this one, and this is something which I think is a very, very big point that hasn't been investigated much. People watch Gariki play and they watch Dark Yoda play ranked arenas, and these players don't always play ranked themselves. It's like the star factor, if you like. You know, quite literally, Gariki is the David Beckham of SWOTR.
With the hair.
Yeah, with the hair, the looks, he's got the supermodel wife, is all going on. They both got a little bit of cock on the side. He basically is.
I didn't know David Beckham used macros.
Yeah, it would explain his free kick ratio.
United States, suck on it.
Yeah, but I mean, the point I'm making with this is these players, the ones who are at the top of the game, are the ones who draw in new players. Like Bodies is probably the best example. He was arguably the most popular player we had. So ranked player, sorry, yeah. So they show this off to like hundreds and hundreds of players. They then get into the game. They play normals, and that's how a game grows. So it's the removal of ranked because people don't take part. For me, is a bit like someone saying, "Well, I'm not going to watch Premiership football because I'm never going to play in the Premier League." You know, people watch Premiership football because they want to kick around in the park, and it just builds the sport by association rather than directly. But just to move on very quickly, guys, Axelov is fucking doing my nut in, so I'm gonna bring him into the channel for 5 minutes because he's got some stuff he wants to address. So bear with me, strap yourselves in. This is probably going to be good.
Yeah, dynamic content.
All right, so Axelov.
The guy who called you an idiot last week.
Yeah, Axelov, you got 5 minutes, mate. What do you want to go?
What?
All right, guys.
Totally catch me by surprise, man. Just go on and I'll come to you.
Oh, sorry, man. I thought you had some points you wanted to address.
Well, yeah, before, but you already changed your sub like that 5 times, so just keep on going and I'll respond.
I'm warning now, Axelov. Don't be a prick. So, in terms of fixing ranked, I mean, are there any cheap, easy, quick ways to fix ranked? 8-man ranked?
Yeah, definitely. Easily. All they needed to do was put in some kind of matchmaking, which they've developed for arenas, put in some sort of weekly, like 5 weekly ranked warzones or something. And then, debatably, some people agree, some people don't, take out field respec. There are fucking loads of people who want to play ranked, but it's just not accessible. And even on, like, a PvP server, after a period of time, it distills down towards the best teams at the top. Because new teams or casual players or those PvE guilds, when they finish their operation, can't just press Q and have some ranked games against a similar team. You know, we left the Red Eclipse and, you know, paid money to transfer to Tomb of Freedom NAD for ranked, like 7 weeks ago, before they said they were taking it out. There's 7, 8 teams playing ranked on the Red Eclipse now because we've all fucked off here. People want to play. This 1% argument is bullshit. People want to play, and these wankers are taking it out.
Well, because it's not accessible enough. They didn't put the effort in to make it accessible.
Exactly.
How hard is it to make a quest a weekly that says complete 5 ranked war zones this week? How hard is it for them to do it? It's not hard at all, and that it would, even something as simple as that would bring so many more teams out on the fray, so many more random groups. Okay, they wouldn't win all, but there'd be a matchmaking system in place because more teams and work. That's there.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of the point, is that without making system, all of that is pointless, because you'll have zones, just plugs wanting to get their weekly done, and they'll just sit on one node until the game is over, and they'll say thanks.
They have
all right, guys. If I can just
got it for arenas.
Yeah, guys. If I can just stop you for guys. 1 second. I just want to stop you for 1 minute here. I'm just going to stop the stream for a minute because I need to add a window to my stream, and I can't seem to do it whilst I'm doing it. So if you can all just calm down for like 60 seconds, I'll just add it on now, alright?
Coming tits.
Gameplay, this is dynamic gameplay. You can ask, Axelov, how dynamic is this fucking gameplay?
So dynamic.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so we got the TS overlay on now so everyone can see who is talking. Sorry, I should have thought of that beforehand. I am a moron. Anyway, I've completely forgotten what we were talking about just now. I'm guessing it was 8-man ranked.
It was like the accessibility of it, how they done,
or how to fix it.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So, do you think those things just on their own would fix it? Because I mean, I don't think they would.
Well, I don't know if they'd fix it, but there'd be a lot more people playing it, and then they could make a decision as to whether they wanted to fix it or whether people playing it wanted to fix it, or at least we'd have the option to choose what content we wanted to play.
I mean,
this is bullshit.
I think it would increase activity the way it is now, but you're forgetting that they're going to add arenas as well, and arenas is the thing that after a raid people can just queue up for as well.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but after a raid, you're in an 8-man group, so you could just queue up anyway.
That's no problem. I'll just make a team every night and I'll play Glory.
After a raid as well.
The thing I don't get is all the people who play ranked are perfectly happy to allow arenas to come into the game. You know, it doesn't stop us playing 8-man. But everyone who wants arenas and can't be arsed with 8-man are happy to see that 8-man's gone. I don't get the logic.
Yeah,
let us have the 8-man, and you play your arenas, we play our 8-man.
Wait,
everyone's
guys.
happy.
Yeah, let's let Yummy speak.
Hang on, I guess you're missing the points. I mean, why did they cut rating warzones? Because they want to implement Season 1, right? So that means if they will implement Season 1, there is going to be a ladder or rating, whatever, right? So it's going to be both for arenas and for rating warzones. And they cannot fix it. I mean, we don't have cross servers.
Let's be fair, mate. Let's be fair here. The fucking rating of rated war zones doesn't mean jack shit to anyone for as long as there's no matchmaking system whatsoever. I mean, just look at Floppy.
My God,
Floppy is the
bullshit.
perfect
So
example.
many rating cores sitting in this channel.
So the thing is, we don't have cross servers.
Half of this channel are rated horse. Oh my God, I have 3K plus rating. I'm the best now. Oh, fuck off. So leave this.
That's what I'm saying. The rating doesn't mean jack shit.
We don't have a cross servers, which means if it's gonna be Season 1 without cross servers, population on the servers will stuck within servers. That means half of the PvP community will grab some rating on arenas, and half of them will grab on, on the servers without competition. So it's gonna be two different ratings, and BioWare, they don't have resources to develop rating warzones, right? So they cannot bring Season 1 without cross servers.
Remove the whole fucking rated thing from the rated war zones then, and make it fucking pre-made war zones or something. Nobody cares about the rating anyway.
How hard is it for
People are
them to
waiting
make a
for
number
Season
about
1.
ranked? Yeah, but how hard is it for them to make Season 1, but have one number for arenas and then one number for ranked? You can't tell me that. They don't have the time to do that, because or else the developers are that fucking retarded, seriously. They haven't got a brain cell if they can't add a separate number.
Well, I guess what Jam is trying to say is that they don't want to divide the community between the players who play arenas and the...
Well, to be honest, though,
Of
when have
course,
they ever
could do like
thought about the community? That's all.
you can play. They could do like you can play rating warzones, but you won't be able to play in Season 1 in rating warzones. So Season 1 will be only for arenas. So that's an option.
That's
so
fine.
I don't get it.
That's fine.
All right, guys. So I mean, we're gonna go off the topic so far now about the whole removal of ranked, and look more into how it's going to affect the game and how it's going to affect the players. Because the first thing that came into my mind when they announced arenas was, oh my God, there might actually be a spot here for a concealment operative. Now, as it turns out, that isn't fucking likely. But one of the concerns that I've got is with an 8-man team. Obviously, there's 8 players, so you can bring different compositions and you can bring different classes that complement each other in different ways. And with the respec again, that also. But I mean, I wasn't a fan of respec, but it did allow you to bring different classes. So the way I see this playing out now is there's probably going to cut the number of classes available into a quarter. I mean, I can only see there maybe being 6 tops different classes that are going to be at the very, very top in terms of flavor of the month, which in turn is going to massively reduce the amount of people actively playing.
They pretty much just said fuck you, Sage healers. I can't see any Sage healers in ranked arenas. Just only opposites.
Yeah, me too.
I agree.
Merc healers? Is there going to be any Merc healers in 4v4?
Let's be honest.
When has there ever been Merc healers?
With 8-man ranked, you could run anything but really a concealment operative and not look like a retard. But if you go and run like a Sork with a Merc DPS and I don't know, a assassin tank or something, you're gonna basically get face rolled, and you're just gonna look like a retard in arenas. It doesn't allow for the diversity.
So let's ask the team leaders here what's going on with a particular composition. So Gariki, what's your comp going to be?
We playing already. We won like 22 games, lost 0, and we are
well done.
Yesterday we were running with. Yesterday we were running with 1 Deception Assassin, 1 Smash Marauder, 1 Jack Tank, 1 Operative Healer, but Rowdy is away for 10 days, so we are running with 2 Smashers, 1 Jack Tank, 1 Operative Healer. I didn't surprise anyone, did I? I really hope that I can reroll to Carnage, because I hate Smash. Seriously, I do hate Smash. I wanted to play Carnage for months.
Where's this supposed nerf that it was going to get or whatever?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And I saw there's no nerf. So all I'm doing again, and somebody even mentioned it in my stream, and it's boring. And yeah, I'll watch back my stream, it's fucking boring. All I'm doing is smashing and cooldown sometimes a strafe away, not trying to break a CC, but that's all. There's no, you know, it's just an overpowered skill, even for 4v4s, because people are saying that, alright, do not stack, so you won't get fucked by the smashers. It's a bullshit, you will stack. And when you have 2 smashers, you just, there's no... I mean,
well, with a 5-minute timer that forces you into a smaller and smaller area, then you're always going to get smashed at some point in time.
Of course, it's just bullshit. And
all right, let's jump across the pond to get some other answers on this. Godars and Wacker, I suppose. You know, you're both in the same guild. What setup are you guys looking to run?
You want to take it, Walker, or should I take it?
Yeah, I'll take it at first. I haven't had a chance to do my ideal team comp, but what I'm almost positive I'm really going to be wanting to run is going to be an operative healer, a deception assassin, either a jug or a PT tank, and either a very specific marauder or a very specific merc DPS. And the marauder will probably be Carnage.
So specific merc DPS, is that in bringing the player rather than the class?
Yeah. For me, it's more the player than the class, yes.
Okay.
And I haven't had a chance to play with any of the people that I want for Arena so far, like, at like the very highest level, like what I would want to do if I was being super serious, so I don't know for sure yet, but that's what I think is going to be best.
So, I mean, does anyone disagree that an operative healer is a lock-in?
Yeah, it's got to be. It's a must, literally. There's no...
But we need to test it out. I mean, we need to test it out.
Nah, you don't have to.
Well, we played all the healers yesterday, and the ones that came out on the strongest, we played people with the same, like, same team skill level, and all that came out was you've got to have an operative, because the amount of interrupts in a 4v4 arena, it's hard that you're going to get any hard cast off pretty much all the time, so you've got to have the hot stay. You can't take a merc, because it's so easy to fucking shut down.
They even made them more useful, because Smuggle is now useful again.
Yeah, Infiltrate is now better. So you need Infiltrate at the start, really, because it gives you a good positioning. So it's kind of like gimp yourself even more without it.
Daima, what's your setup going to be? Oh, sorry, I'll ask Kevin this because he's the rank leader.
Well, we don't have any... I mean, we haven't even talked about what kind of teams we're going to have. I mean, as Simon said earlier,
you're
in theory,
with,
you could have 4 or 5.
And a Sage. What can you fucking...
Yeah, I mean, it's possible for DPS. You could have any one DPS, but then that's the way it is now as well. I mean, in 8v8, but realistically, you're going to need an op healer. You're going to want... I mean, for my ideal team in Coral, probably will have core of tanking, so that'll be a power tech tank. But again, that's more the player than the actual class.
Yeah, but even the player, I mean, if I want to play with another healer, well, I can't actually, so good luck.
Yeah, because you're going to have to play an operative.
So it's replacing playing with friends to play with whatever is best.
All right,
well, they can be your friends as well, but you're leaving people out.
Yeah, because 3 heals is dirty.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Maul to cue that up then. Corv, what center you going to be running, mate?
I have no idea, actually.
What's Gav going to be rolled to?
I mean, yeah, it's either you run double smash with heavy AoE pressure, or you do a little bit more, single target, and you
Carnage
do
and deception.
the CC and heavy target switching.
Okay.
And I guess either works, but
I guess
to be honest, it's so soon you can't really tell what the best setup is yet.
Eaton, you running 4 smash?
Well, we're running a non-existent comp because we're not around anymore, but I am actually curious to see how AP power techs do, because they got a slight buff in 2.4. I don't actually know how big the numbers are, but I think it could be very valuable.
We actually played 3 of them yesterday. I think it was 3 from Hostile Takeover. 2 from Hostile Takeover. I think they were taking the piss a bit, but they all caught all 4 of us in one. You know, the AoE meds, and there was a double pulse cannon go off. It was terrible, to say the least. Dropped us by about 70% HP because they are that strong at the moment.
Yeah, I'm really thinking that is going to be viable, because that spec has always had really good, just constant damage and really good pressure. But with the AoE damage burst, and also they've got a single target damage burst as well, I think we're going to be seeing a few of those around.
Well, do you think maybe we're jumping the gun a little bit here? Because, I did a stream last night jokingly saying on the PTS testing out all the new concealment changes, because there was only changes to...
Assassin's phase, which was bugged anyway. Like, it wasn't working properly.
Yeah, we all know Assassins need a buff, don't we? Fuck off. So, are we jumping the gun, maybe? Do you think there's going to be more small changes and tweaks before this comes out that will address a lot of these issues?
Well, on the PTS forums, I swear there's like a thread which is class balance feedback thread, whatever the fuck that means, they'll probably just do nothing with it. But
No.
it looks like they are at least attempting to try and look like they care.
1 or 2 weeks and they're gonna nerf Smash, I'm pretty sure. Everybody will start crying about the 2 Smasher setups, and they're gonna get nerfed. In my opinion,
I don't think that's the best way to go anyway.
For 2.0, they did changes on PTS, balance changes during testing of 2.0.
Well, yeah, I mean, the way I was thinking about
thing.
this logically is most of the official representative meetings are happening in August, and then I think there's another wave then, isn't there, towards October time, which is when the patch is coming out. So, do you think they're just going to gather all that information and then try and tweak it before 2.4 comes out?
Well, they better. Looking at the stuff that's still wrong in there.
But I mean, if you just look at their history, I mean, in class balancing, the only time they've ever done any significant balancing was in 2.0 in the expansion patch. The only other time I can remember any significant changes were when they nerfed the shit out of commandos the first time in 1.1 or whatever that was, 1.1, 1.2.
They've only really done
I don't
balance
remember any
changes.
significant balance change to any other class outside of 2.0.
Yeah.
They've only really done balance changes in 1.1, 1.2,
And also, I
1.4, and
don't remember any
2.0.
significant changes from the initial. I mean, when they pump a build out to the PTS, really the only thing that they change is they add the content. So, for example, they're going to add the 2 operations, which, by the way, wasn't mentioned. I mean, this is supposedly the big PvP patch, and there's 2 fucking whole operations in it. Anyway, so yeah, I mean,
Well, to be honest with you, Kev, right, sometimes I don't know how I feel about class balance changes, because, I mean, for about 18 months, every patch that came out nerfed me. So whenever they say class balances, I'm like, fuck. They nerfed me in this fucking patch as well. You can't combat res anymore.
Actually, yeah,
Awesome,
right,
nice, good game.
The other class they raped, apart from commandos, was concealment ops. Yeah.
I don't think rape is the word. It's more like a war crime. You'll find fucking Bioware devs in The Hague being tried by some Norwegian fucks about the things they did to the concealments.
I remember they actually buffed concealment once. They gave it a 5% damage boost on snipe. Best buff ever.
Alright, okay, so moving on to the other changes, the other effects this is going to have, because removing this from the game is going to have fairly wide-reaching changes. One thing I was thinking of, if you look at this server now, we have quite a good rivalry between teams. I mean, Drama's probably the best ones for creating drama and the shit talk between different teams. But it's very much a guild versus guild situation. You know, who did you play last night? I played the Coral team, I played Drama, or wherever it is. With the 4v4, it's a lot easier just to get 4 players together. So do you think that's going to have an effect on like team identities and guild identities?
Gonna kill guild identities.
If a
no
team's got an 8v8 team, and they have a 4v4 team as well, they're going to have like a load of different 4v4 teams. So like, going to be 2 4v4 teams under like 1 guild name really now. So you're not going to know who you're facing. There might be like a
do you think that's the way it's going to be though? I mean, do you think it's going to be a case that people say, right, well, if you want to be in our team, you have to be in our guild? Because that's the way it's pretty much been so far.
I don't think so. I think you need to let people be free in their guilds anyway, and people are just like, that's just going to happen. People are going to seek their partners outside of their guild as well. Like, if they want to get the best setup they can.
I mean, the thing is, for 8v8, you need some kind of organization and leadership. I mean, not a lot, but you need some of it. And for a lot of people, they'd rather other people take care of that. And that's why guilds work, because, I mean, you just show up and you play, and there's stuff that goes on behind the scenes that, you know, the organization and getting the right people and so on and so forth. And you don't need to worry about that. But with 4v4, it gives you the opportunity to just play with whatever the fuck you want. I mean, it's going to be... I'll be surprised to see many teams who are all 4 in the same guild. I'd be really surprised. Especially the good ones.
What about you guys over in the States? I mean, are you going to be getting people from other guilds in, regardless of whether in your guild or not? Is it a big issue for you guys? Do you care?
I don't think it matters too much. I think, honestly, if you're going to enter an arena... game, they should just remove your guild tag. You know, don't make it about the guild, make it about the 4 people.
Well, one thing they did in WoW, which I was looking for in this game, was when you had an arena team, you named your arena team. You know, so...
Yeah, I really wish they added that. That would have been a really nice feature.
Yeah,
Even if you only could be in a part of like 2 or 3 teams, something of that nature would have been much more interesting than trying to run a guild with multiple 4-mans in it or something. Is just weird.
But the thing is, I mean, I helped run Reality Check, and one of the issues we had when we had multiple teams, because we had 4 teams at one point doing ranked, was you have to balance a lot of different people and a lot of different expectations at the same time. And I think from a guild management point of view, having 2 or 3 ranked teams can in itself cause problems, because these people will get a little bit cliquey. If one person isn't performing, then they get kicked out of the team and you got to deal with all that shit. I mean, I would rather just have like 1 or 2 8 teams than 3 or 4 4-man teams. Or do you guys just have loads of drama-free guilds? Well, you fucking don't, Ricky. You can fuck right off.
I don't know. I don't think it's going to work. We've been just discussing this in the guild that probably we will have a second team. But this is the thing that if the leader of the ranked Warzone team, because basically we are like 10 main members in drama, and we have like 2 backups or 2 people who's rotating with the other 2. So if the team leader is in one team, then the other team, the B team, won't have anyone who will stand up and say that, all right, now I will make the group, I will make the team, and now I will coordinate this and that.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. Even if it's a 4v4, not 8 versus 8, you need a leader. You need somebody who runs it.
I agree, and the problem with this is leaders are hard to come by. That's why it's difficult to have multiple teams. It's easy to get. I think it's quite easy to get 8 people together, but without a good leadership, it's all going to shit.
Yes.
Yeah, but you don't need so much leadership in 4v4 that much, though. You
Well,
just
no.
need people who can smash it and listen from time to time.
No, it's not true. In a competitive 4v4, which is really, really close, and you need, like, the coordination must be perfect, the timing, the burst must be perfect, and you need somebody who pretty much sees everything what's going on around him, and he will coordinate it in the right time, the burst, the CCs, and everything. So you will need...
That's the thing with a good arena team, man. Everyone should be doing it. There shouldn't be one person.
No, it should always be one person.
Yes.
Can't have 4 leaders, you need 1 leader and 3 sheep.
I think arenas are going to kill the established guilds, is my opinion. Because, like, let's do a hypothetical. Drama has 8 superstar players on 2 teams. What are you going to tell the guy who's 9th not to play arenas with 3 of his friends because he's bringing the guild name down?
Yeah.
What do you do about that? It's going
What's
to
the point of being in a guild if
there's no point anymore. It's going to break guilds. 4v4s. It's going to be based off.
Imagine
your friends who are good.
Also imagine number of people who won't be able to play arenas just because they are playing with ranged characters at the moment. So like Sork, Sniper, Mercs, they have to reroll to meet a character, and it's gonna be not fun for them. They're gonna be casual for the first while.
That's too much to say right now, because I mean I watched an arena stream last night, and there is quite a powerful elevation type stage where people were just playing it completely incorrectly. I mean, you can knock people off these ledges with the sword healer, with a sniper, and
so
make it very
just to move this on again, guys, because I mean we're coming up to an hour, so this show is almost definitely going to overrun. But I want to get through. We've got quite a lot of topics to discuss. So one of the other ones that I wanted to go through was this PvP patch that we were promised, because this really pissed me off. I mean, I found this quite upsetting. I'm a bit of a big baby, and I was in Burger King. I was on my phone eating my Whopper, reading these changes, and I was like, "What is this?" I was a little tear in my eye from the onions. So I'm going to blame it. But the thing that got to me with this was we were promised a big PvP patch. In all of the Cantina tours and all the forum posts, it was, "Don't worry guys, 2.4, we're going to get Season 1 going, we're going to take care of you PvPers." It's like, alright, awesome stuff, that sounds really fucking good. "Oh yeah guys, we got server transfers over, so you can pay some money, you can get on a PvP server, and you can make your own rank scene." I'm like, awesome, cheers BioWare, we're going in the right direction. Then, oh, hang on a second, fuck you, bend over, I'm shoving my cock up your arse, and you're going to take it and like it, because I'm making the decisions now, and you're my prison bitch. Now, what I don't get is why on earth would you promise a PvP patch, which gets people to keep playing? I suppose the answer's obvious, really, but it keeps people playing. People pay real money to transfer their characters over to a PvP server so they can get this kind of community going, because BioWare are unable to do it. People don't complain about that. They're not saying it's wrong. They do it. Everyone's happy. We've got a big patch coming up, and then it's a big fuck you. I mean, was I the only one who felt violated?
Fuck no, I was furious, mate. I was furious. And it's not the money, it's the principle. It's the principle of the fact that, firstly, this decision as to this direction the game is taking, that decision would have happened months and months and months ago. And as part of that, they will have discussed what do we do about transfers and cross-server and all that stuff that keeps coming up. Some prick at BioWare sat in a meeting and said, basically, we're going to take 8v8 out. Let's launch transfers first. Don't tell them, because if you tell them, they won't transfer.
Because why would PvEers transfer to another PvE server?
Exactly.
There's no point, so it's obviously going to be the PvPers.
This was deliberate. They treated us like idiots by doing this. And then people Ghana from Reality Check made a post on the official forums asking for an explanation and a refund. They fucking deleted it without a word, without telling them why.
I have an idea, As the Marauder representative, I'm just going to reserve my third question to ask about this shit. Fuck it.
Please do, Goodars.
He can't delete Musco can't delete that question. I'm just going to ask him, hey, what about all the teams who moved over to do ranked? You going to give him a refund?
Well, no, Goodars, the question you ask him is, dear Eric Musco, would you please take me out for dinner? And then he'll say, why? And you'll say, well, because I like a meal before I get fucked.
No, I think I'm in the fucking position, so I don't care. If you're a Marauder, I'm sorry. Third question is going for that.
I want to ask a question about this first of all as well, because this is something which is a personal fucking bugbear of mine. I hate it when people are very false and that they are disingenuous. It's just something that personally I dislike as traits in people. And the one thing that fucked me off the most this week was the assassin class representative who's gone on the forums and wrote this fucking wall of nonsense. I mean, seriously, it's fucking, you can read it if you fancy losing 10 IQ points. It is absolutely retarded. At no point does it resemble anything logical. But she's clearly just playing up the BioWare shill aspect. It's like, when people get a little bit of power, they go, oh, how can I suck someone's cock so much? Her boyfriend must be happy because she can fit that much of BioWare's cock down her throat. He's getting satisfied every single night.
Explain what it was first, the actual post. It's the best thing that's happened.
So the post was called "Why the Death of Rank is a Good Thing." Now, really, the death of anything is generally a bad thing, but these are the 4 points that she makes. The first one is exclusiveness. The second one is a tiresome concept. The third one is bugs, exploits, and disconnects. The fourth one is lack of actual PvP. What the fuck is that, you stupid cunt? Drama is the fifth one. Drama is the main reason people play this fucking game.
Yes.
It's the sign of a healthy PvP community, drama is, to be honest.
Yeah, but then this is the dumbest post. I read this bit of it and I thought, you stupid cunt, honestly. I don't mean to swear so much. I'm terribly sorry, Dharma. It says, closing. Although I'm smiling year to year writing this, knowing the fact that rank will be removed, I cannot say it is the wisest idea to lessen your options of playability in this game. Alright, so what you're saying is, whilst you're happy, you understand that it's not a particularly wise move. Now, I'm amazed you could even type that and even see the screen with a head so far up BioWare's arse, sucking out. This kind of shit is what irritates me, is when you have these, like, I'm going to call them shills. They're just people who want to represent the company. They may be employees or they may just be genuine players. But did Niche actually make that post, Glory?
Huh?
Did Niche make that post on the thread? That was
no.
Some guy made a post on the thread announcing the removal of ranked, and all his post was like, "Yeah, thank you very much, BioWare. It's really fantastic. You've removed all of the options, so now I know exactly what you want me to do. This is a great idea." And that was the first thing they replied to. They ignored all the other comments, but the one person saying it was good is what they acknowledged. And it's like a propaganda message, as they're going to pick and choose what messages you see. They deleted Gona's post where he asked for a refund, which, to be perfectly honest, is fair. We've been on this server for, what, 6 weeks?
Something like that, yeah. 2 months,
yeah.
I think 2 months, yeah.
2 months, and they've removed the reason why we came over here, so why wouldn't you ask for a refund? And I just don't understand why they think this is acceptable as community management. What kind of community are they trying to manage?
But it's worse than that, Snave. They've been on this cantina tour, mate. They've been walking around, meeting people, shaking their hands, saying, "Oh, don't worry, big changes for PvP." Fucking damn right, big changes for PvP.
My legs.
You're removing it.
I guarantee you, mate, if they ever come to the cultural capital of the world, sunny South Wales, right, I will shake their hand and I will stink palm them. And I'm not being funny. I would probably punch Musco in the face for just being a wangy little cunt. And I've seen a picture of Musco. Musco's about 60 pounds wet. I could drop him. I'm a big guy. Like I can easy drop him. I should start a donate thing on my stream. If you put like donate, I'll use the money. I will go to a cantina and I will punch Eric Musco in his scrawny rat-like little fuck face.
I'm pretty sure, Godars, didn't you offer to contribute to that at one point a couple of weeks ago?
In what way?
You said you would financially support Snave traveling to the United States to punch Eric Musco.
You know what? Yeah, let's do this. Let's get this started.
Well, dude, you're in the States, man.
So you can probably afford to fly in first class.
This is true.
You're in the States, you're in Vegas, you're obviously a high roller, right? Go downstairs, check a couple of grand on black. If it comes in, send me a ticket, I'll come over there.
You know, that's why I'm actually late. I went on a pretty hot streak in the last 5 minutes, and I was like, Snave, I'm really sorry, but money's more important to me right now.
Dude, at my age, the only hot streak I get is after eating Indian food. But it's just, I find it infuriating how you can lie to the entire player base as to what your plans are, mislead them.
I'm honestly going to ask the third question about this.
Good man.
There's no way people will go in an uproar if like he deletes my third question. It's going in to address this. Look at half the fucking representatives are ranked players, let alone top ranked players. You're just spitting in their face by removing this stuff. So I'm reserving my question for that.
You should get
shown.
You should get Skull to do the same thing. Skull's question should be buff concealment. Where's ranked 8? Where's ranked 8?
Now I need protection because all the PvE like nerds are gonna be like, you're supposed to ask about this and that. No, it's gonna be.
Well, Godars, like we said last time, mate. To be perfectly honest, the question you should ask is, can we have a nerf, please? So rather than asking for a nerf, you're asking for ranked instead. So right, let's move on again, guys. Why do you think they went for a team deathmatch setup as opposed to just making them smaller war zones?
Because it's what simple people want.
Let's get some other people involved. Waka, what's coming on, buddy?
Why they are doing this? Well, a lot of people have been asking for it, and I guess, eventually they have to do one thing the community actually wants.
Yeah, but I mean, you're introducing small-scale arenas. Deathmatch is a bit of a no-brainer. You just need a space to fight. You could have implemented, arenas with actual objectives in them.
I think they just wanted to do something different. It's a little diversity there. I mean, I'm personally really happy they're doing it, so...
Well, it's not diversity.
It's a mainstay it's like a mainstay in a lot of other MMOs, and they're just trying to include that. I mean, I'm surprised that they're doing it so soon, honestly, and I mean, it's way past due, but I'm still surprised they're doing it. But yeah, I think they're just doing it to be on par with other MMOs.
Yeah, I probably agree with that. I think that's the accurate answer. But do you see this having a repercussion to normal war zones? Because I fucking do.
They're removing the rated normal war zones, so of course, yeah.
So, Yummy, how do you think this is going to affect normal war zones?
It's gonna be dead, completely dead. And what I wanted to say in additional, I don't know how about the rest. Just for me, arenas is less competitive. I don't know. I'm just playing tank, right?
Yeah.
So it's twice less effort for me. 3 fucking ops frames. It's fucking bullshit. It's casual. Ratings, that's real competition, that's real challenge for tanks. I'm just talking about tanks, so seriously, I mean, I know that some kind of dual classes like assassins and marauders, they will be, of course, affected by arenas, but like sorks, mercs, snipers, I don't know, seriously, I'm not gonna play normal warzones anymore, just in terms of daily maybe only, so I don't know, we'll see. I'm just hoping that they will, how to say, bring it back, I mean, rating warzones soon, like maybe in 1 month or something, They said maybe just for a while.
Anyway.
No, look, they're doing the same thing they've done this whole fucking time, and they're giving people a little bit of hope to hang on to. So all of us fucking suckers sitting here saying, I really love 8v8, I'm just going to keep subbing until 8v8. They're going to bring it back, and we'll be here in a year's fucking time.
Well, do you honestly, Kevin, right?
4v4 arenas on 20 different maps.
Yeah. This makes perfect sense to me, right? Because the main reason, they did a survey on lots of Warcraft players a while ago as to the main reason they still played the game. And it came back as a resounding landslide win because of the people they play with. And that's the only reason they kept on playing the game. And that's very much the case for, I know a lot of people in my guild our guild, are exactly that mentality. So that the problem I've got with this, just myself, is Maul's already announced that he's quitting, and I expect other people to quit as well.
Yeah, we've got like 5, and if it comes to...
Which gives me very little reason to play this game in the first place. If you take away the community that I'm part of, directly, as in the guild, then obviously I have less reason to play. So do you think that is going to be a factor for other guilds, or is my guild just especially emo?
No, we've already had people saying that they're quitting if they remove ranked, so yeah.
Durian basically broke up, so...
It's the same thing, isn't it? Because all it is 4v4s. How hard is it to get 3 of the friends? You don't need to speak to the rest of your guild pretty much if you need to be. You don't even need to be in a guild if you got 4v4s. You can just take 3 people that you know are good players. What's the point in having a guild there? People won't be in guilds. Okay, they'll sit in them, but they'll never be like the engagement there is from ranked. Like,
but I mean, it's exactly the same as...
That's what keeps you together.
Some PvPers agree with that Chinarika, whatever his name is, because they think that, they're saying that ranked doesn't take any skill, that true skill will show up when arenas come, and that you'll see who's best and blah blah blah. So, I mean, that's
a great point of view, isn't it?
PvP community.
That's a great point of view. I don't play ranked. I'm not part of that community, so take it out and we'll see who's skilled. Fuck me. That's so retarded.
It's basically just the have-me-nots complaining. It's the people that tried ranked and got shafted by the fact there's no matchmaking, come up against high-rated teams, got reamed 10 times, and then decided, well, we weren't going to play this anymore.
See, those posts,
sitting there,
those posts are so stupid.
They can't play.
Whenever I see a post about someone complaining like that, I can only assume that Nisha's written it. They're fucking dumb.
That's just mean, man.
No, man, she's a lovely girl.
She was actually pretty upset when they were moved ranked. Who was saying that?
Broby says, I haven't heard anyone say they're quitting because of this. Well, if you actually read the forums and took a note of actually the community that's going on right in front of your face, you probably would notice that.
Well, just to address Broby, right? Sometimes we suffer from just pure perception issues because everyone in their own way is very, very subjective. I mean, from my point of view, half my guild is quitting, so I think the sky is falling. From your point of view, no one's quitting, so you don't care. The truth is usually somewhere in the middle if you want to be objective about it. They will lose subs over this. Fact. People are definitely going to leave. But they may gain some as well, they might balance out. But, I mean, this really leads on to the next question, which is what does BioWare gain from removing them from the game? Because we talk a lot about arenas, and that's not really the thrust of the show. It's more about the removal of rank. So what do they gain from taking her out?
A very good question.
Yeah, and I know I'm going to
gain any new customers. That's for fucking damn sure. Because no one's going to I'll buy Star Wars. They've taken
arenas out and put.
You know what I mean? You just buy it and not play, wouldn't you? It's fucking. It must be like Yummy was talking about a minute ago. There must be some technical coding issue which is not obvious to the people in this stream. That means that basically they don't want to admit it because why would they? They always come up with these crap ideas. We want to focus on it. What?
Is there really some technical
well, they could be
something which they can't work around?
Let's be honest, right? Let's be honest. They haven't got cross-server queues, which is really a mainstay in any MMO. So when it comes to
the engine, isn't it? The hero engine.
It's a bad choice. But let's get Yoda's point of view on this.
The only reason I could think why they would do it is because if you have 8v8 and 4v4s going at the same time, you're separating an already small PvP community into 2 different modes, and they might both be less successful because of that. But
okay,
I think if there's any chance that Arena actually helps this game, that 8v8 will just be the end goal.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Some players.
I think if Arena is successful, they will reintroduce it. But I just want to address a point that's been made in chat. There's a guy called Steve O'Boo who said, you guys have been over dramatic. More people will play arenas due to the easiness of access to it, so it's a good thing to them. That really is irrelevant to this conversation because we're not talking about how many people will play arenas. We're talking about the removal of ranked. So, think before you type.
People don't want to get raped in ranked war zones, but they don't want to get raped in arenas either. So it will be popular at first, but as more and more teams are getting raped, the same thing will happen.
And you got to think everyone's saying, oh, arenas are so good now, they're so good, oh, this is so fun. If you haven't noticed anybody, we're on the PTS where every server can come over and play, which means that you're going to be popping against a lot of different teams. How about when you get back to your original server, when there was only about 5-10 ranked teams in the first place? They start playing, they start losing. People don't want to play them anymore. You'll get a much more select group, and then in 3 weeks, 1 month time after the patch is out, and then you're playing the same teams over and over again, then you can argue that the removal of ranked wasn't a good thing because it's the same sort of situation.
Corvedo has to leave us, so goodbye, Corvedo.
You're already gone.
So just to answer what you were saying, so I'm actually a software engineer, so I guess I have some sort of insight maybe as to why they're doing it, why they're doing it. And for me, it really feels like that they just don't have the resources to do anything else. They probably decided months ago, they said we want to get arenas in the game, and that they came up against the wall because they already have ranked warzones. How do we fit arenas along with ranked warzones? They probably had a lot of unanswered questions like, what do we do with the ratings? So we have a solo rating for arenas, we have a group rating for arenas, and then we have our ranked warzone rating. Where do we put them? We need to make a UI for all that. We need to code it in. We need to have two completely different queue systems, blah, 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 blah. And they probably just said at that point, look, the easiest thing for us to do is just remove ranked. Just make the ranked system, all the ranked code, everything that's there that supports ranked right now, just make that support arenas instead. So they probably didn't even need to change that much. They just renamed a few things, changed the UI a tiny little bit so that you could queue for arenas. And that's all they did.
As I said in the first chat show, Steve, if you remember, the game came out, the game died within months. They do not and they will not invest money in it. It is dead. It will never be a good PvP game. Not for PvP at least.
Okay. So just to address Steve Abu again, he's just said, typed in as a reply, well, the removal, you daft Welshman, makes sense due to the lack of participation. If the casual is the majority, they will cater to them no matter how much you guys sulk over rank going. Now, this is true. People will always cater towards the numbers because that is the greatest way for them to make money. It makes sense and it's a good business decision. Now, Steve Abu, the thing we're talking about is the removal of 8-man ranked. So if you remove 8-man ranked, then what's going to happen is the truly good teams, like the Nostradamus of the world, and I'm not going to say drama because you can fuck off, and the Hey MVPs and the rest of them, they will play 8-man ranked, which frees up the queues for the non-factors, as Garicki would say, to play arenas and get some wins under their belt. Because, I mean, Nostrum almost destroyed the PvP community on TRE, not because they were, well, they were cunts, but not just because they were cunts, but because they were steamrolling everyone and it wasn't fun to play against. So by giving the truly elite teams another outlet to play, will only strengthen the casual community. Thank you. Goddamn Snave.
Ladies and gentlemen, Snave.
Yeah, so again, right, with this, guys, one thing I wanted to speak about was the flavour of the month type setups, because a 4v4 setup will always have some kind of flavour of the month thing. Now, Warcraft were very clever about this, because they had a 2v2, 3v3 and 5v5 bracket, and you would have different flavours of the month for each one. So generally every class was included, regardless of what happened. Now, in this particular game, you're encouraged to level alts. They have double XP weekends. You can send gear across through legacy gear. You know, if they want you to play the content for all the characters. I mean, I hate alts, and I've got 8 different level 50s. I've got 155 because fuck that noise, but I've got 7 other level 50s. So do you guys think that with everyone having multiple classes at 55, being able to transfer gear very easily, that it's always going to be a flavour of the month problem unless they truly balance the game? And I'll address that to Yoda.
I think, like, for our guild, we've got players that are really good on single classes, and then their alts they're decent on. I mean, I'm the same way. I'm good on Assassin, but on anything else, I'm probably pretty garbo. So, like, I'm not gonna just switch over to my Sentinel and all of a sudden be amazing. Like, I would need to play it a lot. So, no, I don't think that's the case. I don't think it's just FOTM, just switch over and you'll be good. You know, you're gonna have to put a lot of time and effort into it.
Garicki, you love flavour of the month, mate. What do you reckon?
Sorry, I'm eating.
Okay.
Are you eating a potato?
Garicki's got a client with him, so we'll let him finish him off.
What did you ask? Excuse me.
I'm not asking you again, Garicki. You get one shot with me. Milex?
Yeah, I would probably agree with what Yoda said, didn't it? You know, players are going to want to play their favoured classes, and you know, if you end up in this position with a lack of balance where there really is like 1 or 2 cookie cutter compositions to be successful, then no.
I agree with what you're saying, because I'm a die-hard concealment and I refuse to learn the healer, but however, this kind of contradicts things that other people have said, where they'll respec and they will get different classes, and they think the true mark of a great PvPer is being able to play multiple classes. Just as well.
I would disagree. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that, but not everybody. The whole point of this is, I'm led to believe, is to make arenas inclusive for more people. Not everybody in the all people category is a great PvPer. So, yeah, unless there's something done with class balancing, and people were talking about before about how Smash is still going to be OP, or I don't know. I think Gadaji said that it's too early to tell, and it could be wrong. But the fear would be this would just exclude huge clumps of people from really being competitive.
It's honest.
You're breaking up with there, mate.
Oh, is it me?
No, it's Gadaz.
No, it's yet. And everyone's thinking the same hyper split mentality. Like, what four do I want to bring with me? Am I breaking up?
No, you're fine, mate. You're perfect.
So what I was saying is, I just think that we're still caught in the old mentality. Let a meta evolve. Let people figure out the nooks and crannies of each map, and we'll see if FOTM still is, king.
I suppose it'd be, to an extent, it's going to be more interesting to see how individual classes complement each other. I guess if there's a functional relationship between, for argument's sake, a Sork DPS and an operative healer that isn't prevalent if you take two Smash.
I've already thought about these things, like a concealment op should be paired up with this type of person to support its strengths and counters weaknesses. People haven't thought about this.
See, that's exactly what I said last night.
I think we need to remind the stream chat pretty much is that pretty much everyone in this chat isn't against arenas. I think we all love the idea of playing arenas. They are going to be good in a way, but it's more about the removal of ranked from anything. It's more like get over it, get over it. Arenas are going to be good. Nobody's disputing the fact that arenas are actually going to be successful and good, and it's more of the argument of what is the point of removing content.
Yeah.
Just want to address a point that Lingering Drama's brought up here, because this is a thing that also pisses me off. It says, I don't know about that, my Musco ran a podcast separate before and after SWOTR was released. This is very true. I followed Toracast from pretty much the first episode, and it was a very, very good podcast. It was amusing. They had some fantastic speakers on there. There was a guy called Brandon who was phenomenal. He was, I think he went off to be a professional writer. He was very, very talented. And they had a gentleman on there, I forget his name, but he was like a graphical designer, and I believe he got a job with Blur or studio similar to that. They're the guys who did the intro to SWOTR, I believe. I might be wrong with that one. The problem I had with Toracast was, as they became popular with BioWare, and they were offered spots to go and help them out and go across to the releases and things, the podcast changed dramatically, and you could barely hear them because they had the cock of BioWare so far down their throat. Every other word was like, oh, it'll be fine, it'll be awesome, because they were getting access to all these things. And now if you look at it, Musco, who, let's be honest, he looks like a 16-year-old who should have a paper round to be bringing me a cup of coffee in the morning, is now our community manager. And I believe that girl, Amber, is the unfortunate girlfriend of Sam Garrido or something, who was the other guy who did it. I say unfortunate because he's ugly as sin. Now, for me, the issue I've got with this is they sold out in the worst possible way just to get more access to a game. I don't blame them. If they can monetize it and get a job, then fantastic. But for me, that speaks to their character, and it speaks to if they are going to be a representative, then I don't want someone who's so willing to drop trousers as soon as something is passed their way. I want someone who's going to stand up and defend me and fight for me, as opposed to just, all right, yeah, let's see how hard we can fuck them and how little lube we can use, which is how they are at the moment. They're over their heads. I mean, the guy looks like he's on work experience. He shouldn't be a community manager. He's done an awful job so far in addressing issues and really doing those things. And I'm joking when I say I punch him. I wouldn't punch him. I'm not really a fighter. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Maybe I'd take him out for a nice fish dinner and then never call him again and hurt him emotionally, but that's about as far as I'd go. No, but I think it speaks to the community when the actual manager itself has shown a weak amount of character before the game, during the game, and after the game's launch. But yeah, anyway, to get back on topic with this, because I went off on a little rant then. Why is it you think 8-man failed? And Guriki, I want to ask you this question, because I think this is perfect for you. One of the big issues that we have with arenas is macro use, macro use in Hutball, whatever, mate, is a problem. Sorry for all the I've just had a big swig of a drink and I got a bit of heartburn. Right, so
If anyone from Toffon dares to speak about macros in this fucking channel, then
I will.
Sorry, no. Yeah, you don't play ranked.
So be quiet. Let me make my point here first of all before you start getting all emo on me, right? The point I'm making is, in Hutball, it was broken purely by macro use. Nothing really else. I mean, it could be more balanced, but macro use was the defining factor of it all. You've admitted to macro use. So don't you feel in a way partially responsible for the demise of 8-man ranked? You fucking prick.
I do, you fucking prick. I do. Of course I do, but not in the first place. It's BioWare in the first place.
Yeah, frame the internet shitty mechanic.
We're just trying to adapt because the team is...
I feel like you're being a bit hypocritical here, because just like 10 minutes ago, you were criticizing people who cared about their rating and how it didn't mean anything, and yet you're willing to go the extra step.
It's not about the rating. It's not about the rating.
So what do you care that you lose rating because of your ping?
Frustration.
If you don't care about rating in the first place.
If you don't listen to me, I will never say it. The frustration, but as a team leader, when we look, when you win like 5 games in a row, any other map which is not Hutball, then you get to Hutball with some fucking moron with 10 ping and macro and picking up all the balls, and then the whole team speak. It used to be fun, then the whole team speak just goes to a fucking graveyard, and you're like, oh my god, what to do? It's just even shit to listen it. While everybody knows we are so fun to listen because we are all troller fucking retards, and after a loss of Hutball, everybody is just frustrated, and it's not the rating. I don't give a single fucking shit for the rating, but when you win, I can say we win every single game mostly, except against one guild, reality check. Then we got a Hutball against some. Never mind, tier 6 guilds even, which using macros and stuff. Then you lose against them and you get trolled by all that retards. It's not the rating, it's the frustration, and you want to be the best. You aren't
macroing. No. So you're getting all frustrated. So just cheat. That makes sense.
So no. It's not cheating, because this macroing is preventing psychological breakdown. That's what it is. So it's not cheating.
It's not like we download a program which everybody, a lot of people.
Just gonna cut you off here for a second, Goriki, right? Because this does my fucking nut in. It's cheating. It is cheating to win. You are cheating to win. Stop talking shit. Stop talking nonsense. You can justify it.
Ask me about it. They don't fucking ask me about it. Seriously.
The second you cheat, you
lost.
You didn't win those games. You lost every single one that used the macro on.
Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't hear this.
I said every game you macroed on, you lost. You may think you won it, but you lost it.
Well, this is kind of going off.
They don't care about rating, though. It's only to prevent the team from breaking down. It's a legitimate stuff.
Psychological.
The issue really is that
mad because people were trolling you. And you think that by macroing that people are going to troll you less.
All right.
Well, no, it's not that.
No, Guriki's...
I'm not with him here. But in the end, I know it's the old who shot first thing, but obviously nobody's going to admit to using them unless you're retarded, like Jay is. But obviously it was BioWare's own fault, but then again, people shouldn't have done it in the first place. Cause I got to admit, ranked on the Red Eclipse Hutballs, you'll back me up here, and it was a fucking competition, like Hutballs RC versus you. It was one of the most intense games, and purely because nobody was cheating, like in their approach. I suppose that just happened over time, really.
Yeah, but that was just because we were in a position where we were kind of equal. There was no ping imbalance or whatever. Me and you both had similar pings or whatever, so it came down to actual skill. But when I can understand where Joker comes from when they've got say 70 ping or whatever, and they're going up against someone with 10 ping. But the issue is that you shouldn't be getting yourself in a position where you actually care that much about it. The reason why it causes you that much frustration is because you big yourselves up and you say oh, we're the best and whatever.
No,
and then when you lose, people troll you about it.
We never said we are the best, first of all. But when you have 8 people hungry for win, and it's...
Winning mentality is good to have.
Yeah, but I mean, the ironic thing is that the first thing that pops into you guys' heads when you lose is how can we gain an unfair advantage rather than how do we get around the fact that we can't get the fucking ball. I mean, you should be controlling the people that are getting the fucking ball, not concentrating on getting your clickers better.
Wait, Kevin. Let me ask you here. How do I control a fucking assassin or shadow from your guild, Corvinus, with 10 ping macro, stay in stealth, face walk there, force shroud and pick up the ball.
You can just grenade, force shroud's broken.
No, wait. It's like,
you can try to, alright, you can try to low slash it, we tried it. You can try to low slash him with a different spec of Rowdy or of our assassin. Then the next time he will pop up deflection, then it's like
you got 5 balls in a row and you still lost.
Yeah, but no, the point he's making, the point, whoa, 1 second guys, the point he's making, Kiriki, shut up. The point he's making is correct. It's a lot harder to play properly than it is to cheat.
We're getting off the point here, really, though. We're getting back to what we were discussing.
It's not off point because the whole broken mechanic of rank which drove people away.
We can't argue, but surely we can't argue that. I know Hotball's broken; it's flawed. It's a flawed aspect, but surely it's better to play an objective-based game where you have 5 maps where each of them requires an individual strategy, whereas in arenas all it requires is 1, and that applies to the only 3 maps that you've got. Let's get off the Hotball clicking topic because I can see fucking 15 people in this chat jumping down dramas through and kicking off.
Yeah. Sorry, Grick, if you thought this was a ganking thing, then I don't know, maybe you should try and macro your way out of the situation. But it isn't that. I mean, the reason I said it was because it's about a failing of the ranked community, and I believe that's a factor to it.
I agree, but this topic, this macro thing is a bit boring now, seriously. I totally agree with you.
Well, when you're a cheater and people call you off a cheater, it gets boring quickly.
Yeah, I'm a cheater. Yeah, I am a cheater.
So anyway, let's move on with this, guys. Let's address some more issues before we wrap this up because we've gone like half an hour long here. First of all, and I'll address this to, let's see who's been quiet. We'll do Dama. Sorry, Dama, I can't pronounce your name properly because I'm a Hmong. Why do you particularly care about the removal of ranked, and why do you think it wasn't a resounding success?
Why it wasn't a success? Because it needs too many people involved, I guess, and there's not enough people that play it or something. I don't know.
I don't think you can't argue that something isn't a. Okay, it was a failure in terms of the general PvP community, but you can't argue that it was a failure overall. There's still people who play ranked, and it's been going on for years.
Let me quantify when I say failure. More so, not so much the participation, as much as the people complaining about the games and the setups and everything else.
Yeah. Well, they complain about arenas as well, for sure. Just let them play them for 2 months and then, or even less. They'll figure out what is the best composition, what are the tactics and everything. It's new, so people are excited about it, of course. But
it's gaming. Every single thing. Everyone's always happy for it to come out to begin with, and everyone's always, oh, we'll do this, and there's so much more. When something new comes out, everyone's going to do it, but give it 2 months down the line, when people start complaining about class balance, the same repetitive maps, whatever, and we'll be back to square one. It's just a never-ending cycle. That's why you shouldn't remove content. That's why you should leave content in the game.
Exactly.
In other news, Snave, why is daily PvP not on your stream?
I did invite Daily PvP on my stream, but he didn't accept the invitation, unfortunately. I would have loved him to have come on. I think as a person, he's a bit of a dick, for the reasons I stated before, like the thing about the community managers and the assassin rep. Yeah. But no, I mean, he's a big part of the PvP community, and I would have liked him to have come on, but unfortunately, I think he fears me too much. And thank you, Gariki, you've been a good sport constantly for me calling you out for the bullshit that you do, so it is appreciated.
Yeah. You're welcome.
You cheating fuck.
Fuck off.
So guys, I think...
I can send you a few macros to learn how to be tomorrow though with operative. Do you want it? No?
Mate, if there was a macro to make my class viable, I'd use it.
Then you're a fucking cheater.
I'd use it in a heartbeat, man. I'd only use it against your team, and then I'd like laugh at you and stuff. I'd do point laugh and point boo-hoo with you. You wait till I get buffed, Gariki. I'm coming for you.
I'm listening again. Seriously, whenever you ask me, I put some up. Excuse me.
Alright, so, guys, for me, all of this thing comes down into 4 different areas that it affects. Yeah? It's going to affect guilds, in terms of people will leave, people will lose their identity. It's going to affect individuals in terms of class balance and team composition. It's going to affect the game as a whole because it's an exclusion. It's a removal of content that doesn't need to be removed. And it's going to have a bad effect on the community purely because all of the heroes at the moment who show off different elements of skill will be mitigated. It may create more, don't get me wrong, but in terms of high level skill, it'll be mitigated. Is there anything that anyone would like to add on this?
Yeah, I just want to say that, I mean, for me, I don't, you know, I think back to some of the like epic 8v8 ranked games that I've been lucky enough to play in, and I can't see how an arena, as much fun as I'm sure there'll be, will ever kind of create that kind of drama and tension. And I realise that the game has evolved more recently to be turtly and boring, but you know, when we were playing in my old guild against, you know, Reality Check back in January, some of those games were just, you know, you were sweating at the end of them. It was the most intense and the most fun I've ever had in any game. I will miss that. I will also miss the fact that, you know, and certainly at that time, you felt, whether it was composition or tactics or somebody doing a piece of magic, you felt like you could potentially win a game that you ought to lose by doing something great. Whereas my perception is that arenas, particularly at the top end, will become not about good play, but they will become about the absence of mistakes. And it will be literally just about perfect, almost mechanical gameplay, maximum damage, maximum healing, CCs at the right time. And the kind of, I don't know, maybe that's just the way the game's evolved naturally, but I'm certainly going to miss the fun that we had so long ago, I think.
I think a little tear in my eye there, Milex.
Sorry, mate?
A little tear in my eye.
Hey, wake up.
Well, you know, I'd like to say I'm thinking of you, Snape, when I say that. No, I am though. But those were the days, mate. There was good fun, genuinely good fun, and I don't see how arenas can possibly deliver.
I still think even though it's died down a little with the sales and shit, I still think it still has that same effect ranked. To be honest, don't move that cunt in there, seriously.
Well, we'll see what he wants. Crypto, what do you want, man? You got anything to add?
Microphone's muted, thank God.
All right, cool. Ta-da, Crypto.
User
Who was that?
That was Kryptonite.
Yeah, I know who's Kryptonite.
He's basically like
anti-Superman, but who's that?
He's like a Turkish version of you.
Oh.
So, Milex, what's Arnold Schwarzenegger's opinion on this?
Oh, well, BioWare, you have removed ranked warzones from Star Wars. I will find you in hardball and will push you into the fire. That's what Arnold thinks about it, mate.
Alright guys, I'm going to wrap this up now because we're going far too long here. We've got 143, shit the bed, you guys have fucking nothing to do with your life. We have 143 people watch this at the moment. If you go on to the SWOTR forums on the PvP thread, there's a petition to keep ranked 8v8 in the game. Alternatively, start your own thread saying I would like ranked 8v8 in the game for this particular reason. If you want to create a ticket in game, do that, but it's a bit gay. Just go on the forums, voice it out, go on their Facebook page or their Twitter page and just say removing 8v8 benefits no one. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't hurt arenas. It will not make them fail. It can only do bad things. There is literally no reason to take them out of the game. And I think if we all voice as one, as a community, then really we can actually affect change. Or alternatively, you can just sit there and do nothing and then complain about it like a little whiny bitch afterwards. You know, stand up and be counted, or or sit down and shut the fuck up. Just pick one of the two.
Exactly. Yeah. Make yourself a voice. This is what we do. We come on this chat and do this whole show just to have a voice because everyone's got an opinion.
Let's do like a charity single, like "We Are the World" or something.
We saw right. That went for Christmas, didn't we?
Dude, this Christmas that is actually happening. If I'm still playing the game at this point, even if I'm not, me and my Lex will get together and we'll do that song because that song was epic. We might, you know what? We might actually find the charity song and reword it.
Why didn't you propose to BioWare that if they...
Because I don't love them. I'm already married.
Then you'll do the song this Christmas.
And he won't fly over and punch Musco in the face.
To be honest though, I wouldn't punch Musco anyway, because really Musco is like a glorified T-boy, so he's not going to be able to do anything really. He can't even fucking respond to posts on the forums. What can he change in the game, seriously?
Oh, but you can steal his ID card and go into BioWare with it.
Oh, and fuck some shit up.
It's already got replies on it.
Mate, the problem with that is, right, BioWare is based in America, and we know how Americans love their guns, and, you know, I'm allergic to bullets.
You feel you might have bitten off more than you can chew?
Mate, I can bite off a lot. I got a jaw like fucking Batman, I can chew through shit. I like Jaws, man, I can go through a steel cable, no problem. Alright guys, so I'm just going to do a quick roundup here just to see if anyone has anything to add here. Just as a final sweeping statement, I've said mine. Glory, would you like to go ahead?
You should never remove content from the game because it's not worth it. And there is people, as you can see, willing to support. We got 150 people in this chat. Maybe about, in terms of people actually speaking, maybe 3 disagree with the idea that it shouldn't be taken away. All it takes is for people to actually go on that thread. There's already 500 responses or so. You need to actually make BioWare realise that there is a community, ranked community, and that they want to see it stay there, even if they don't change it.
Yoda?
Yeah, diversity is a good thing. We're going from one Warzone type to another, and it's gonna get stale over time if we don't try and keep diversity in the game. We're just shitting on ourselves. So go make your voice heard.
Don't shit on yourselves. Powerful words there from Dark Yoda. Shouldn't it be?
Oh my god, it's just
Shouldn't you say, shit on yourselves, you not? Daima, I'd like to thank Daima first of all. She is my first official, legitimately verified female follower.
Oh, you said my name correctly.
Yeah, no, I get all the bitches now that. Sorry, I get all the ladies now. I got my own fucking stream. Sorry, my idea for ladies' night has gone out the window now, isn't it? Jesus Christ. Daima, would you like to summarize, please?
Oh, I'm good at that, but I guess like removing ranked is like removing a football match to get something like score goals and that's it, and see who has the biggest dick. So I don't like that going away. But I think it's their final decision. But anyway, if that helps, if this helps, then I'm okay with it. You just should put this into BioWare somehow. Just let them hear it.
Daima,
I can edit all the parts where we say
Daima, I guarantee you, right, within the next hour, someone would have soundboarded you saying biggest dick.
Now that you reminded us, yes.
Speaking of biggest dicks, Gariki, what do you reckon?
I linked, for the old viewers, I linked in the chat of the live stream. Everybody, in my opinion, must or should write a /sign there. Maybe BioWare doesn't give a single fuck for it, but do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, if you sign it and they ignore it, at least you know they don't give a fuck. Eaton.
I've just been doing a little count, and there is currently 28 PvE guilds which are in the process of clearing the hardest nightmare content at the moment. I'm fairly certain there are more than 28 guilds that participate in ranked across all servers in the world. So, just curious to BioWare, when are you taking out nightmare content?
Oh, Ethan, bring in the thunder.
Which is that, sorry?
Good point.
Ethan, bring in the thunder.
Yeah, well,
it's true.
Nightmare content, it's too hard to get 8 or 16 people together to do it, and just not worth it. Not many people do it, clearly, so just wondering when they're going to do that.
Yeah. And 28 people, is that across all servers? Yeah.
I've just looked at the progression threads, and there's 18 8-man guilds and 10 16-man guilds. And I'm fairly certain there's more than that.
I'm pretty sure we have nearly half without ranked guilds on our server.
Yeah, there's easily more than 10 guilds on top end, and there's at least 8 guilds on the PvE server, so it's just stupid, really. Yeah, there we go.
You there, Snaith?
Yeah, I'm here. Okay, I'm probably gonna regret. I was just typing. Yeah, I was just typing a response. Sorry to someone making fun of Gariki. Yeah, cheers, buddy. I'm probably gonna regret saying this, but Extra, final thoughts?
Well, yeah, basically there's no gain in deleting the ranked war zones from the game, and even if they can't be ranked war zones anymore because of software complications, then just make them fucking pre-made war zones. There's nobody giving a fuck about the rating anyway. Keep them in there.
That was shockingly brief. Gadars.
Alright, so BioWare can ignore those threads, but they can't ignore my question. So if you've already signed that thread about removing ranked, go to the Marauder one and suggest that I base my third question on this whole ranked Warzone removal. He cannot ignore the question. Officially, he can't do it. So go in there and give me some support, and I'll do it.
Ooh! Gadar's officially the coolest representative of his class.
You are the hero of us, man.
Yeah.
Gadar's for president.
I'm running for a second term. Fuck it. Breaking the rules.
Oh my god, you're so outlaw.
Kevin, what do you reckon, buddy?
Yeah, so I've kept some stats of Coral's games. I mean, that we played since 2.0 hit and since transfers, and we've played against 35 different unique teams, not including pugs and shit. So I mean, there's obviously plenty of interest to play ranked. So I don't think BioWare are going to reverse the decision. I'm pretty sure they're just going to steam ahead with it because I don't think they have time to do much else. But what I would say is, please make sure and post on the forums and make sure that we make a loud enough noise that even if they do, keep it removed, that at least they'll look hard at bringing it back soon with the features that it needs to be a success, i.e. matchmaking, which they already know how to do, presumably, if they can do it in arenas. So maybe, as I said, if people make a loud enough noise, they'll bring it back sooner rather than later.
Maul, 2 questions, mate. Final thoughts, and second question, will you sign my mouse mat?
I think everything's been said, but let's just not see the game go downhill and lose like the skilled players. And yeah, I will sign you mouse mat.
Thank you. Milax, just say something, mate. Everyone loves your voice.
Thank you, Snave. Thank you for inviting me to your stream. It's the greatest stream in all of Star Wars history.
I feel good. Whack-a-lud.
If BioWare, the community should not be punished for what is essentially BioWare's lack of support for their own game. If they want to mend the wounds that they've made, they should update and create new content and not remove the little content that we have.
And Yummy, first of all, thank you for not eating a potato through the entire stream. That makes you a million times better than Rowdy already. So, final thoughts, Yummy.
Well, I still hope, I really do, that BioWare will already wake the fuck up, and maybe after once, maximum 2, they will bring back rated warzones, because I hope everyone does realize that being good at arenas is one thing, being good on rating warzone another, so it's not the same, and community will fall apart just in 1 month. So.
Alright guys, I'd like to thank every single person for coming on. It's been a very, very good show. Thank you for tuning in and listening. Apologies for any death threats or threats of violence I may have made. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to go on a transatlantic journey just to punch someone in the face, so just calm your tits about that one, seriously. I'd like to thank everyone for being a good sport, and especially Gariki, because, he's a cheating fuck.
That guy gets it hard.
Yeah.
Gariki
gets pounded.
How did the show start? It's not about you, Gariki, okay? Alright.
Well, I tell you what, yeah, I did actually, yeah, sorry, buddy.
Do you want...
Oh, whoa, calm your tits, Gariki, we got a real star here. Daily PvP, will you please come on and just finish up our little summary, please? Just... I won't even speak to you, just give us a little minute summary of your feelings. Pretty please.
The chat blows up.
Yeah, come on, Daly, come on, man. I promise you, there'll be no soundboard. There'll be nothing at all along those lines. It'll be generally.
We'll mute everyone for the ranked community.
Guys, for the rank.
I'm gonna link the TS just for the host.
Yeah, the TS is on my stream. Just get on you, mate. I'll move you in straight away. So excited.
Oh, I have to stay.
I think he's coming. I'm so excited. I'm going to be coming now.
But you fucked it up now. He's not going to join anymore.
I said I wouldn't make fun of him when he was on until he gets on his fucking free game.
It was me.
Guys, I don't want to alarm anyone, but I think a premature grenade just went off in my pants.
Oh, come on! He's got to come on! He's got to come on! We won't even say anything to you. We just want your final words. I think it'd be a good end if we got.
It's gonna be the best day of my life.
The voice is coming.
What is just the face?
Calling him a big part of the community was admittedly. Calling him a big part of the community was admittedly the biggest amount of bullshit I've heard today, though. Oh, come on, Shadow's Embrace. Oh my God, he's here. Fuck you all again. Guys,
it could be a fake.
Hey guys.
No, he lives in Russia.
Hello.
Okay, would you mind summarizing?
You know what? It's really cool that you're all taking action. Like, probably that I made video myself, and I really think it's a huge loss that ranked has been removed. Back then when they were first introduced, we played quite a lot, and we met a lot of different people. a lot of them don't play anymore, but it was so many different personalities. We've met so many cool people, and really, any kind of community we have right now is thanks to the ranked. Like, seriously, who disagrees with that? That with all of these people who are here right now is thanks to the ranked, 8-man ranked.
Yeah.
Bro. Yeah. Absolutely.
And what's happening right now is that BioWare is breaking this up. It's breaking this up in a lot of smaller, more isolated teams. It will be everyone for himself, basically.
Well, I wish you joined us from the start, Daily PvP, but I understand why you didn't. So thank you very much for coming on.
Can I just say to Daily PvP that with not a lot of work, you could put together a world-class Christopher Walken impression. I would say from your
all you care about is impression.
Actually,
basically, yeah.
Actually, dude, you're doing very well in terms of community. So I mean, your streams, it's very useful for community, and I hope you will make a lot of arena comments, you know, and stuff. So keep it going.
You saw it your first, guys. Yummy, desperate to get his videos streamed and commentated
on. Thank you. God damn it, I really wanted to make that Ad Victoriam yesterday. Ad Victoriam played against developers, but you know, they backed out, they pussied on me. Freaking hell. They said we're gonna get banned from the game, so don't make these commentaries of us raping devs. They made that only video.
Well,
private.
I know we take the piss out of you a bit, mate, but you have got so much, and well, this is sad to admit, but you've got so much pull in terms of community, and like, if anyone's going to recognise anybody as like a video stream or whatever, it's you, and you know all the other bodies and all that shit. So if you're really willing to want this to work, then you've got a big more pull than fucking any of we have. We're just a bunch of twats sitting in a TS channel.
Yeah, I'll upload this onto YouTube probably tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. Daily PvP, if you could link that to you people, that would be appreciated, because they'll get it some more views, and at least then people will be aware of the issue and know what to do with it. But thank you very much, guys, for turning up today. It's genuinely appreciated, and I think it shows that we've got almost 20 guests on this show today. All key figures within the PvP community coming together to try and save something that we want in the game. So get on the forums, make a new thread, post on the vote thread, do whatever you want, just make sure you were heard. And like I said, either stand up and be voiced, or sit down and shut the fuck up and don't complain about it ever again. And that concludes the third thrilling installment of Reality Check with the Goddamn Stave. By the way, get your shit together.